Cross. As an applied fire ecologist for the U.S. Forest Service Fire and Aviation Washington office, Clint manages the Joint Chiefs Landscape Restoration Partnership and the National Fire Danger Rating System. He also serves as the Forest Service representative on the NWCG Fire Danger Subcommittee, the steering committee chair for the Advanced NFDRS course at NAFRI, and chair for the Fire Environment Curriculum Subcommittee. Clint's 25-plus year fire career spans multiple agencies, to include working as a regional fire coordinator and fire behavior analyst for the Texas Forest Service and as the regional fuel specialist for the National Park Service out of Atlanta. Clint will present today about the NFDRS 2016 Rollout Plan. Welcome, Clint.
All right. Well, thanks so much, and I appreciate everybody's time today. Well, I'm real excited to announce the NFDRS 2016 model is out. We have a rollout plan that I'll talk about here this morning. And so certainly appreciate all the work at the Rocky Mountain Research Station to make this happen, particularly Dr. Matt Jolly and Larry Bradshaw before he retired, and others over there. It's been a lot of work over a number of years to make this possible. So we'll get right on into it. We've got a couple of objectives with the rollout. One of them is updating users on the new science, and then 2, improve the use of NFDRS through standardized interagency applications of the system. So there's a website down there. For those of you guys that are familiar with the NWCG website, you can just simply go to nwcg.gov and then search for the Fire Danger Subcommittee. On that page, you will find the NWCG letter from the Executive Board, which was released this Monday. You will also find a detailed rollout plan along with the Forest Service agency-specific direction or letters associated with the rollout. So the current plan involves rolling out the new NFDRS model embedded in Fire Danger Operating Plan workshops, and the intent of that is to really get on the improvement of our fire danger-based decisions. So recognizing, though, that other individual agencies may have special desires to only implement a portion of this, there's going to be a modular delivery to the whole rollout process. So that's all itemized out in the plan, and I'll kind of talk a little bit more about that as I go through the presentation. So the bottom line outcome is that NFDRS users or agencies will get updated on the new science, but then also leave with better and more improved applications of the system to make operational fire planning, fire prevention, fire restrictions decisions. In January, there was the formation of interagency geographic area leadership groups. Some of those geographic area leadership groups are still evolving to exactly what they need to be to get through the rest of the plan. Each one of these geographic area leadership groups has an established point of contact, and I'll just kind of tell you who some of those folks are right now, so you know who to potentially reach out to if you're interested for more localized information. But in no particular order, for the Northern Rockies, it's Julie Shea, who's the regional fire planner for the Forest Service, and Kathy Pitkin, who's the center manager over there for the Northern Rockies. In the Rocky Mountain geographic area, it's Flint Cheney, also with the Forest Service, and then Scott Swinson, who's the center manager at the Rocky Mountain Coordination Center. In the Southwest area, it's Chuck Maxwell with the Fish and Wildlife Service and Predictive Services. And then Harold Riggs, who's the regional fire planner for the Forest Service. In the Great Basin, it's Shelby Law, who's BLM with Predictive Services. And then also Linda Chappell, who's the regional fuels manager for the Forest Service out of Ogden. In California, which is rolling this out as kind of a one region, two GAC type of process right now. It's Dee Dee Cherry, who's in a new position there with the Forest Service. And then in the Northwest, Brian Mayer, as we just mentioned, with the Forest Service. In the southern area, it's Alan Hepworth with the Forest Service and John Wallace with the Fish and Wildlife Service. In the eastern area, it is Brian Schaffler and Ray Parrish, both with the Forest Service, and then also Steve Marion with the National Park Service with the Predictive Services. And Alaska is still finalizing who their main point of contact is going to be. So that would be an initial kind of reach out point for information. In February, we're starting a pre-workshop virtual delivery of NFDRS material. And then that workshop that I just referred to is going to take place the week of April 30th to May 4th, and that is the National Fire Danger Operating Plan Rollout Workshop, which is going to be hosted at AFRI in Tucson. And the attendees of that workshop are going to be each one of the geographic area leadership groups. And during that workshop, there'll be the development of NFDRS2016 prototype area, which in general will be a third-tier dispatch boundary. And then during that, in that prototype area, they will work through a process of evaluating the new model and new standardized applications. So these standardized applications that I was referring to are all the type of operational preparedness type of decisions that we normally make utilizing NFDRS, such as staffing, dispatch, preparedness, fire restriction, fire prevention types of decisions, as well as general situational awareness tools like pocket cards. During the time period after the national workshop from May until August of 2018, these leadership groups will evaluate the new model and standardized applications. In September, we will basically synthesize and gather all the lessons learned from this evaluation period to make any and all changes to any of the standardized tools that we use NFDRS for or look at, such as Fire Family Plus, and then any of the standardized applications that we've developed. Improve all those and make any necessary changes, and then during the October to May time period, so October of 2018, as you see, to May of 2019, we'll be deploying NFDRS 2016 down to the local units through interagency geographic area fire danger operating plan workshops. So that's when the model gets down to the local units. So from June 2019 until September, local units will be evaluating the new model and applications. And then starting in October is when, October of 2019, excuse me, is when then local units will be transitioning their local operational decisions over to use NFDRS 2016 and away from the old model. So, and let's take a look real quick at the kind of the highlights of the major changes to NFDRS. So as many of you guys know, NFDRS has remained unchanged for decades. And so there's been evolving science over the years, and one of the things that we definitely want to do is utilize the best available science. So with that, we'll be replacing the current live fuel moisture model that's in there with a growing season index model with some of Matt Jolly's research, and then also replacing the dead fuel moisture model that's currently in there with the Nelson dead fuel moisture model. Also, one of the things that's been learned over the years is that many of the 20 fuel models associated with NFDRS right now are not currently being utilized, and through research and analysis that Matt has done, it's found out that there's similarities with many of these models, the current models, and so there'll be a reduction from the current 20 models that we have in 78 and the other 20 that are in the 1988 system into 5 models. And you see there, see the models listed there in front of you. All right, so one of the other things is that these models will be derived from the existing 40 fire behavior prediction system models, and so there'll be no need for practitioners to learn an entire new set of models. And to kind of summarize all of this, there's a lot of things that are being done to simplify the system and remove complications or complexities that had no value. And along with some of the changes in the live and dead fuel moisture calculations, we're able to start automating the system. So that'll be very beneficial. There'll be no need to go in and have someone change an R to an O every day before you can actually utilize the output. So that'll be a big improvement. So as I mentioned, NFDRS will be fully automated. We'll have no missing data because somebody didn't change an R to an O or there was no state of the weather inputted. There'll be much more consistency. The new model will have improved response to drought conditions across the U.S. And also one of the really powerful parts of this change is, as many of you guys are well aware, there's been a lot of technology changes over the last several years, and this new model change will allow us to adapt much more quickly and utilize some of the newer technology like gridded weather. And this is a schematic of how the new model will look and does look. And one of the things that will lend us toward a much improved application is with the simplifications of the model. We're going to be able to talk much more and spend much more time on how to actually apply and utilize this model to make better decisions in the fire environment. So that'll yield us to some much better results. So with that, I tried to make up a little bit of time. I don't know if we got a minute or so for any questions.
Thanks, Clint. Yeah. Morgan, how are we doing? Do you have any questions? We do have a couple, Clint. Can you repeat who the southern area contacts were again for Gary Curcio?
Hey, Gary. Yes, it is Alan Hepworth, who's the regional fire planner for the Forest Service, and then John Wallace with the Fish and Wildlife Service.
Okay, we have another question. With increased automation on NFDRS 2016, will we still be able to edit the observations? This is from Justin Sharp.
Hey, Justin. Yes, you'll still be able to edit, and there will definitely be a way to fix weather data that comes into the system that is in error because of a broken wind sensor or a rain gauge that's non-functional. So that functionality will still be there. All the functionality you normally have in WIMS will still be there. And the one thing that I should emphasize that certainly wasn't clear in the presentation is all the model outputs all stay the same. There's still a burning index, there's still an energy release component, there's still an ignition component, there's still a spread component.
Okay, thanks, Clint. We've got Joel Curtis would like to read more about the changes. Is there a URL or a reference that he can have?
Yes, all the applicable information that we currently have is there on the Fire Danger Subcommittee website. There's no technical documentation that has been officially published. It isn't a research publication yet. But over the course of the next several weeks, we'll be populating the Fire Danger Subcommittee website with with all of that related information as far as documentation on the changes.